How's it going, Razzman Nights? Maleficent film review today on the Razzman's Reality. As I mentioned during FK Vlogs, as slash how I spent my birthday this year, this was another opportunity to see a film via movies on demand, which was about the only drawback of this experience, since, of course, I have Time Warner Cable and it only goes up to 720p. So let me just talk about that aspect of the film first. The visuals in this film are absolutely spectacular, and if you enjoy the film, you immediately want to own it. I wanted to own it. I wanted to take the risk of blind buying it anyway because I had a feeling that I would enjoy it just from what all of my friends who had seen it and friends I've made since who saw it on Blu-ray have all told me about it. And so I was going to blind buy it anyway. But after seeing it in only 720p quality on a compressed cable stream, even then, you can tell that visually, this is an incredibly strong, massively good film. And sorry if I was pulling on the cord there and creating mic noise, didn't mean to. But as I was saying, this is incredibly deep, incredibly enjoyable film visually. So it immediately made me want to own it even more because it was a good film. It's not a film that you're going to spend 10 to $30 depending on where you get it, what the price range is, where you live, all of that, and get just for the visuals and not enjoy. This was a fantastic story that would have been awesome to have seen in the cinema in 3D. You can tell that certain scenes in it, particularly when Maleficent and the other fairies are flying around, are made and tailored for the 3D presentation. So, yeah, visually it's a fantastic film. And story wise, it is an absolutely fantastic film. One of the things that I praise about the film Snow White and the Huntsman is that it took the origin of Snow White, which is an origin that everybody knows like the back of their hand, and really did a great job at telling a uniquely different story. And the same thing happened with Maleficent here. You are introduced to Maleficent as a fairy, and a lot of people didn't know that Maleficent was a fairy. Like, if you watch Sleeping Beauty, they don't make that, in my opinion anyway, they don't make that abundantly clear that Maleficent is a fairy. And so that is a new aspect that you learn, and you really get to know her as a person. And the version of this story they tell you makes you realize that the tagline for this film is very true. The story did not happen exactly as you were told. So because it didn't happen exactly as you were told, did I just say exactly before? I think I did. Sorry about that. But because the story didn't happen exactly as we were told, it makes it all the more entertaining. And that's all I can say about it is that you need to see this film because this is a completely different Maleficent than you know. This is a completely different Aurora than you know, aka Sleeping Beauty. This is a completely different Aurora's father than you know. It's a completely different Aurora's mother than you know. It's a completely different Philip than you know. Philip was completely turned on his ear and completely someone different in this film. So her prince is nothing like you would expect in the film. And it's just an incredibly powerful and unique story. And the only negative And I'm not just doing this because Frankie's a good friend and we do the FK vlog series together, and she reviewed this first, and I teased her by saying Maleficent all the time. I have to just flat out agree with what she said in her review that was a non spoiler. The other fairies, the blue, the red, and the green fairy in this film, was really the only aspect of the film that I felt was unnecessary. And I'm not the type of person, if I can watch a non spoiler review like I did with Frankie's, I'm not the type of person that is going to let another friend's opinion, even if they are a friend, or especially if they're someone I don't know and they're just reviewing the film or critiquing it, I'm not going to let someone else's opinions influence me. If I want to see a film, I'm going to go into it with a completely open mind and be determined that, yeah, this is going to be good or not good on its own merit. So I knew what Frankie had said about the three fairies, but I had put that out of my mind completely. But now, having seen the film, I can say that she was 100% right, and other reviewers that I've heard say this as well were 100% correct. To me, these three characters, while kind of strong in the original Sleeping Beauty, were just a bit unnecessary. And I gotta think that the only reason they were there was for the older audience that would know Sleeping Beauty, first of all. And second of all, if they weren't there, if they weren't the ones put in charge of taking care of Aurora after Maleficent's curse, then it would have ruined the twists and turns of this film, because you would have immediately known that another character would have been the one to actually look after Aurora in the film for the most part. And that is literally all I can say about this film without giving away spoilers, which I'm trying very, very hard. If I'm requested to do spoiler reviews by my audience, I will do them after the fact. But I'm trying really, really hard to find a way, especially when films are fairly new on Blu ray or in the cinema, if I review them fairly quickly in their run, where I don't know how many people have seen them, I'm gonna be trying really, really hard not to give anything away. And a lot of people I know have still not seen Maleficent because they weren't sold on it. They didn't know if it was the type of film that they would enjoy. So all that I can tell you is reiterate one final time that the tagline of this film is very true. This is not the story you know. The story did not happen exactly as you were told, and you have to give this film a chance because this is an amazing story, and this made me appreciate Sleeping Beauty more, and it made me realize how talented the people at Disney are because, in my opinion, again, this is my review, so my opinion, others may agree or disagree, but in my opinion, they told a far better story than the original Sleeping Beauty. So I'm going to start something new here. I'm going to still do star ratings, but I'm not going to call them stars. I figured I do the whole Razmanite thing, calling you all fans slash subscribers slash friends Razmanites. I've done that for years. The whole Razman's reality brand. You all know me as Raz instead of my first name, so why not just continue the branding all the way through? And I would like to see other YouTube reviewers do this. If you'd like, Sean do Z's for Zara Nizarak, Frankie do FKs for FK Vlogs. But so anyway, my point is, instead of stars, I'm going to start doing Razes for Razman's Reality. So 5 out of 5 Razes for this film. This was an absolutely amazing, amazing story, and something that I thought I would enjoy, but I had no idea how much I would enjoy it. And it's definitely now my wish list of stuff I need to have in order of priority. Like if somebody were to ask me to make like a top five priority list, it would now go Batman the complete 60 series Blu-ray, Star Trek The Next Generation Season 7, The Fault in Our Stars, followed by Maleficent. So Maleficent is the fourth out of 5 or 10, top wishes that I have right now. Maleficent is now fourth on that wish list because of how much I enjoyed it and how much the bonus features would be great, I think, to see, and how much I just want to experience this film from a complete visual perspective as best I can, that being 1080p without a 3D TV. So, yeah, 5 out of 5 Razzes, which I don't give a lot of film 5 stars, not even the Hunger Games films, which I love because there's things about the books that they have to remove and things like that. So I am a very hard person to give a 5 out of 5 to, but I gave it to The Fault in Our Stars and I'm giving it to Maleficent. So that's back to back reviews that myself as a person that looks for imperfection because I know there's no such thing as perfect, and that's what makes reviewing film fun is to find the idiosyncrasies and find what works and find what doesn't work. In this film, everything worked. So it's 5 out of 5 Razzes. So I hope with all my heart that if you haven't seen Maleficent, you will. Well, I guess from what I said earlier, the only thing that would take it down would be the fairies, but the other three fairies. But because I kind of know why they were there, and because we've already explained why they were there, there's no real reason to give it any points down. So, as I started to say and wrap up, I hope with all my heart that now, if you've not seen Maleficent, that you will give it a chance and see it. It's a wonderful experience and something everyone needs to enjoy for themselves. As always, all the sites I contribute to down below in the description box, playlist of most recent videos, subscription link along with the annotation right there in the video. So please subscribe if you're new here and you haven't done so already because I'd love to see you again. Full screen referral link which currently features more of a help to me if you decide to become a full screen or a full YouTube partner, sorry, through the full screen network. If you sign up through my referral link, I get a little bit more of a honor for referring you, so please do so if that's something you're interested. And of course, also my Patreon campaign to try to help get better equipment. So if you'd like to check out that page and think you can contribute or you would like to just help me spread the word about it as well, that would be great and much appreciated. So, as always, this is reality according to the Razman and Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.